QPSMR Companion: How to convert a bank of rating scale question texts into a grid summary table with just a few clicks. In this demonstration, we are going to set up a bank of rating scale questions using the Make a Grid toolbar icon. We'll then quickly create a variable from each question to include net summary responses, and automatically generate the grid label variables needed to set up a grid summary table. We will be working with these questions, which we currently have in a Word document. As you can see, the respondent is asked how much they agree or disagree with each statement, and the responses are identical for all 21 statements. In QPSMR Companion, we will set up the first template entry and then generate all 21 questions with just a few clicks. To begin, we will insert a new question which will become our grid template. We will call it Q1. As respondents may select only one response, the question type will be single-coded. And for this demonstration, we will use individual locations. Switching to the Word document, we can copy and paste the question text into QPSMR using the right mouse button. Then, at the end of the text, we will add space minus space followed by 3 question marks. This serves as a marker so the program knows where to insert each statement. Next, we click the Responses tab, followed by the first Add Responses toolbar icon, and we copy and paste the responses Disagree strongly through to Agree strongly. We then tidy the texts so each response appears on a separate line. And then when we've done that, we select OK. Next, we click the Score Values toolbar icon and add a score of 1 to the first response, Disagree strongly, and then click Ascending to apply scores to each response, finishing with a 5 allocated to Agree strongly. Then close. Our template is now ready to accept the statements, so we click the Make a Grid toolbar icon. We switch to Word and use our right mouse button to copy, and then back in QPSMR paste all of the statements into the box. Then we simply select Create Grid Questions. At the message, "Do you want identifiers added to the columns?" because we won't be using significance testing in the demo, we will select No, and all 21 questions and the corresponding grid label variables are generated. These entries can be used to generate a grid summary table, but more usually variables with the net, disagree and agree responses would be used. So let's make them now. Before doing so, to avoid confusion, we will remove the grid label variables that refer to the questions by highlighting them and selecting Cut. Next, because respondents can be included in our variable twice, that is once in their original response and once in the appropriate net, we will set the global project setting Paste single-coded as multi-coded variable and save. We are now ready to select all 21 questions, then right-click Copy, followed by right-click Paste as variables. With all of the variables selected, we then use the menu selection, Edit, Block Update Responses, and click the Summary Rows tab. On the left, whilst holding down the Control key, we select the first 2 responses, disagree strongly and disagree slightly. And in the text box on the right, we type net : disagree. Then click as last, followed by create new summary response. Notice the original responses, which have been used in our net summary response, are now shown in italics. The next step is to select agree slightly and agree strongly, and in the text box type net : agree, click as last, and then create new summary response. Notice the box tells us that 21 variables will be altered, and we apply changes and close. Looking down the list of entries, we can see that all variables now have 7 responses, and if we double-click one and move down the list, we can see the net summary response definitions. We will now create the grid label variables simply by highlighting all 21 variables and selecting Insert, Make Grid Variables, and once again selecting No to the identifiers message. At the grid E variable, we will replace the ... main text with the text statements. And from the responses, we will remove the ... header, as we won't include a header on our summary table. If you were using SIG testing on your tables, you would probably want to replace the ... before the backslash with your preferred header text. We then close and save. To finalise the demo, let's create and run the summary grid table, using some data already collected. We open a tables file, QTF, which we will name example, and at the tables window we simply use the toolbar icon to insert a grid table, and we drag the grid E statements variable into the columns box, then run. At the overall tables box, we add the data file and select OK. The summary grid table is generated and is opened in our spreadsheet program. Notice all 21 statements are shown across the top, and the responses with the summary nets are shown down the side. If you'd like more details about the products and services available from QPSMR Limited, please visit our website www.qpsmr.co.uk.